record. I was going to do an open forum, and then I really felt called the last couple of days during my workouts to mix it up. So we're going to do just like 10, 15 minutes of just some thinking. Oh, Brittany's taking a picture.
It's okay. I won't post unless it's approved by everyone. You're safe. Go ahead.
Like 10 to 15 minutes of just some learning and digging into leadership a little bit. And then we're going to open it up to some different questions and things that people have been noticing. So I was thinking about at work, Jess knows. I'm very different from a lot of the people that I work with on my team. For one reason or another, it's a big team. There's 12 of us total, including general education, special education, just for one grade level. Like, it's huge. And so there's a lot of personalities, and I feel sometimes like my way might really like negatively impact other people's ways. And I don't mean for it to, it's just looking at it a little differently, right? Because we're different. And so I wanted to talk to you guys because I was looking into some of those leadership styles and just kind of see where you guys are at with it. So go ahead and take some notes along the way. I'm going to talk about 5 leadership styles. And you're most likely going to be more than one in any given situation. But I want you guys to really kind of think about where you might be. We're going to make just kind of a quick guess of it by the end of our call. Hi, Sam. And I want to make sure that that we can kind of walk away with a deeper understanding of what our philosophy is for leadership so that we can, work together even more cohesively. So, and I'm going to try not to sound too positive or too negative about any of these because there's good and bad, okay? So the first one is the laissez-faire or laissez-faire, however you pronounce it. It's up to you, potato, potato. And this is more of a hands-off approach. It lets people do as they do, right? Like, we're just going to let everybody kind of do their thing. I'm not going to worry about other people unless I need to worry about other people. My decision-making is going to be left to other people, right? Like, just be free, y'all. Just do your thing. Take yourself out of the equation, but remain available for questions and feedback, right? So this is the type of leader that does not micromanage. They let everybody do their thing, but they're always there for any questions and feedback. Okay? Mom's already stressed out because of that one. Number 2, the total opposite of laissez-faire is autocratic. Autocratic, and this is an authoritarian type of style of leadership. They like to have control over every single decision. They're signing off on everything, no matter what, and very little input is accepted. This can be really, really great for quick, decisive action. If you're a lot of military style, right? Like, you're in the field, you've got to make a decision. Like, you don't need anybody else's opinion. This is it's go time. You have to make this decision. However, it can be known to stifle creativity. So autocratic, a little bit about that. Participative. It's a democratic way of doing things. It's a middle ground. It encourages input, but that leader has the final say. So you're taking all input, you're encouraging it, you're getting everybody's voice heard, but ultimately you're going to be the one making the decision because it's your decision to make. And then the only problem with that one they were talking about, the biggest problem with that one is that it can take a lot of time. Right? If you're surveying the scene, if you're getting everybody's input, it can take a lot of time. Even though it's the most fair way, it can be a little intense with all those opinions coming at you. If you were at the last Super Saturday in Northern Virginia, you've heard about the next 2 and the last 2, transactional leadership. It talks about, and this is what we see a lot from probably your work supervisor. You have got set standards, predetermined expectations, right, that you're being evaluated on. And there are punishments if you're not meeting those expectations, whether it's not being reappointed to work or whether you are going to face, risk losing your job or something like that. But it's punitive. There are bonuses on the other side of things, right? Like, you can gain rewards if you're exceeding those expectations. But this is more of a corporate, numbers-driven leadership style. And then finally, transformational. And transformational leaders create a vision and they communicate it often. Like, every time they meet with their employees, they are communicating that vision, they're sticking with the plan, they're speaking it out into the world. They really are there to improve morale and to strive for everybody to understand. They want to make sure there's a lot of clarity and there's a lot of inspiration. They really want to be that catalyst for positive change. And they want every teammate, every member to understand their strengths and needs. So I'm just going to recap because those are all 5. So the laissez-faire, hands off, everybody do your own thing. I'm here if you need me. Autocratic, it's very authoritarian. Quick, decisive action. Very little input is accepted from other people. Participative is your democratic middle ground. You have to encourage the input. It can take a lot of time, but you ultimately have the final say. Transactional, you've got those set standards. You've got rewards for succeeding and surpassing those, and you've got some punishments if you don't make them. And then transformational, you're creating that vision, you're sharing it out, and you're meaning to inspire others while keeping track along the way of everybody's strengths and needs. So I want you to take a minute and I want you to star 2 of them. 2 of them, because no matter what you say, nobody is just one of these. And think about it in terms of coaching. Think about it in terms of your career. If you have a career outside of coaching, think about it as a parent or as a spouse or as a dog mom or as whatever, right? Think about it in every facet of your life. And it might be, okay, well, I think I'm this one for this and that one for that, and that's okay. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes just to think that over. I'm going to eat the rest of my food. I feel like I should have the Jeopardy music on. Thumbs up when you got him. Sorry, teacher move. Thank you. One more bite. All right. I'm going to do a quick survey before we do some individual share-ups, okay? How many people, by raising their hands, think that they are more of that hands-off, laissez-faire style of leader in at least one part of their life? Okay, 4. Stresses me out. Okay. How many people feel like they are more autocratic? They are the authoritarian, they're making the decisions. Nobody else needs to even bother stepping in.
Well, can I say one thing with this?
Yes, Brittany.
I feel like it kind of can be, but not with my business stuff. More with like
so at
my
home
routine.
Okay.
Yeah, like don't touch my routine, don't mess up my routine, don't fold that. You're doing it wrong.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. What about participative? That democracy, that middle ground. I'm going to take in everybody's opinion, and then I get to make the final decision. Transactional. Who's setting up rewards and punishments for people? Okay. Yeah. Transformational, creating a vision and communicating that out to your people, inspiring.
I claimed 3, sorry. Don't be mad.
Hey, oh my gosh, we are like all over the place. I love this. Okay. Sorry. So, who would like to share their top 2 and maybe choose one of them that you think you lean a little more towards on a regular basis? So I'll go first because I'm going to show you how to do it without taking an hour, people. Okay. I really believe that I'm transformational and the participative, but I find that I'm more transformational in the sense that when I take everybody's opinion in, and that sounds fantastic, I also get super stressed because it's a lot and it's a lot of feelings and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So I feel like sometimes when I'm asking for that advice, I have to be really careful because if it's not something that I want to do, I'm really afraid I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings. So I would say more transformational for me. Okay. All right. Who's up? Brittany, go. You're unmuted.
Okay. So for me, I think my top two are definitely the participative, whatever that one is, and then the transformational. I would like to be more transformational as a coach, but for me, I need to get my vision across to other people more frequently. But I really like listening to everybody's opinions and feedback, and sometimes it's like finding a middle ground and not so much like making the final decision as like, okay, this is the one thing that we're going to do, but trying to compromise and make a happy middle ground for everybody.
Thanks, girl. Michelle, you're unmuted too. All these unmuted people are like, crap.
I kind of went a little bit more off of career.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit more successful right now.
Stop it.
So I definitely transformational because I plan. I'm a big planner, and kind of that's how I took it, is I sort of like plan the vision and then have to stick to it, obviously, especially in the world that I'm in. And then participative, because I do like kind of the creative aspect of kind of working as a team and getting ideas and then going from
there. Awesome. Thank you. Let's go, Marcia. I'm just working the way up my screen. I don't know what your screen looks like.
I think the two that I'm in, participative and transformational, so go hand in hand. I'm looking because I wrote down some things as I was thinking. I like the idea in every facet of my life to have a vision going into something, whatever it is heading into. I want a vision of what I'd like to see the outcome be. But if it's more people are involved than just myself, then of course I want to encourage opinions and ideas. But bottom line is I really like the whole concept of if someone's in charge of, like, I don't know, let's take Beachbody, like with us as a group. I like that we all have input and we all put together things. But if it's as a collective group of something we're doing, then in my opinion, Ashley as our leader should have final say, or final, at least at final contribution. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm just a mix for both of them.
All right, Jess.
Transformational and laissez-faire. I guess it just depends on more who I'm dealing with, because I have a lot of challengers that do not want to be seen and kind of do not want to be bothered. So it's more based off on the individual. I do like being the one to motivate them and help them, but if they want to be left alone, I check in weekly. Hey, how's your week going? Type of thing.
Right. And that's a great way to look at it. I hadn't thought about it that way, right? Like some people just are like, just give me my challenge pack and I'll talk to you if I need you, right? Like that's what some of our challengers are dealing with. That's what they prefer. So that's a great way to look at it. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, Whitney. Oh, she's gone.
Sorry.
There you go. There you go.
I hate that you made me pick just two, but I chose laissez-faire and participative. Is that what you said? That's what I wrote down.
Participative, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that word.
It's hard. The words are hard.
The laissez-faire, I mean, most of my people are like, if I need you, I'll find you types. And, you know, I guess in this way, you know, here's your options. Here's the things I think would work best for you. What do you think? And try and let them make a decision instead of being like, I wish I could be more autocratic. And I am in some things, but not this. But.
Thank you. Miss Samantha. Hey, first of all, where are you? Are you in your new house?
Okay, wait, I had to unmute.
Are you done being in Canada
yes,
and such? Are you in is that your beautiful home?
It is my beautiful home.
Ah!
We are no longer in a car. Yes. So I would say, well, the reason, what was number one?
Laissez-faire.
Yep, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay.
So I think that I'm more with that with, I guess more, not necessarily in everyday life, but more with, no, I'm not like that in everyday life at all. More with the beach body stuff. Just because I don't want to push my limits. There are some of my challengers that I am more hands-on, more talk to them, that's easier. So I guess kind of that one, and the transformational. I think that I'm more like the transformational, especially with the ones that I am more, I guess, active with.
All right. Thanks, Gary. We're going to have to do a house tour sometime soon. We're just going to get on Zoom and you're going to walk around the
we do
house.
not have our stuff yet.
Oh, I mean, that's tiny, right?
Just tiny.
No
And
big deal.
Also, do you want to see something else that we came across in Canada?
Oh,
Hold on.
you didn't bring an extra human with you, did you?
Oh, God,
A
no.
wild animal? Oh, hey, friend.
Hank. Hey. Yeah,
Don't
no, he
bother
sleeps
him.
like the rest of the people in my house, so you can't wake him up.
Thank you for sharing him.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
We got him at the lodge that we were staying at in Canada. They had puppies, and so we were like, oh.
Oh, no.
I feel like we need to get one.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for
Someone
sharing.
else
All right, Miranda, girl, you're up.
I think, yeah, with Beachbody, at this point, I'm more laissez-faire just because trying to still figure out this whole work life, mom life, real life thing. So I feel like, and kind of, I think a lot of people have said it, with those challengers and those participants that need more of my attention or want more of that, I'm there for them with that. But I have a lot of people who, I shouldn't say a lot, but I have some people that are just like, nope, I'm good. I'll let you know when I need something, and I'm totally fine with that. But I think overall, I'm probably more transformational in most elements of my life. That one just kind of spoke to me more. So
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Becca, girl, you're up.
So I would say that I'm more participative. I feel like I'm constantly worrying about like, oh, like I wonder what they think about this, or wonder what they could add to this. So like in my group, I really like promote like you should add things to this. Like I let them post on the wall on the page. And so I check in a lot with the girls that are in the group. Like, how are you doing? Does this seem to be working for you? And it's almost to the point that like I stress about like, do they think that this is stupid? But I would say right now I'm more participative, maybe a little transactional, but mostly with Beachbody, the participative.
All right. Thanks, guys. So I'm going to flip gears a little bit. And I want you to think about all 5 again. And I want you to think about one of them that you're not really vibing with right now, but maybe a piece of one that could kind of take you to that next level with your Beachbody business. So just thinking about Beachbody. So for example, I feel like I'm very participative and I feel like I'm very transformational when it comes to my approach. But I feel like for me, sometimes, especially since our team is growing, right? Our team is getting to the point where we're almost into, we're almost to 30 guys. Like it's really cool. And so there are some times where I need to be a little more autocratic just when it comes to like those quick, right off the bat, like, okay, I know everybody's got an opinion about this, but I love you and we're going to do this. and I hope that you're okay with it, right? Like, so my stance, and also with some people, with my challengers too, I feel like sometimes they're swimming around so much negativity, and they've got so many reasons why this isn't going to work, and oh my god, it's going to be like everything, and I just can't, right? And you have to just be like, hey, try this, right? Like, so I think being a little more firm in with just some people, like with that, and being like, you know what, you got to start somewhere. Why don't you try this? Why don't you starting here? Based on the things that they're telling me. Because really, if they've never done anything like Beachbody before, like we're their first exposure to it, and it can be really overwhelming sometimes. So just being like, hey, I heard all those awesome things that you said, and let's go with this. Let's give it a try for like a week, and then let's move on, right? Like that could be a thing that I need to work more towards with some people. Quick poll, because I want to give time for opening it up. How many people want to be a little more laissez-faire, hands-off? Haha, those are my girls. How many people want to be a little bit more autocratic? Okay. How many people want to be a little more participative? I think most everybody was, like for the most part, right? So, okay. How many people want to be a little bit more transactional? Okay. And what about transformational? Very cool. All right. So guys, thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for digging into where you're at. I did want to touch on one thing. I heard a lot of where I'm at right now, which is great because that's where we've got to start, right? And I heard a lot of people who didn't even know they were doing it probably, but were pulling themselves down and pulling themselves back a little bit. And I just want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough credit, right? And that you're constantly moving towards the bettering rather than focusing on all the things that you're not doing or all the things that you want to do better. So I want you to take a minute thinking about our 4 vitals, right? Thinking about recognizing greatness around you, thinking about inviting and sharing, thinking about being a proof of the product, and thinking about PD. Okay, so those 4 areas that's like our big thing. Just write it down on a piece of paper. You're not going to be sharing it out. But what's one thing that you're going to focus on just in the next week before our next call out of those 4 vitals that's going to really help push your business forward in a positive way? So proof of the products, recognition, inviting and sharing, PD. Okay, just take a second. And don't be afraid to get uncomfortable, right? Like if you already love PD, maybe you need to focus on a different area, right? This is supposed to challenge you. All right. All right, everybody look up for a picture. Brittany, you can take one too.
Thank you.
Okay. I think it's beautiful. All right. So go ahead and open it up, guys.
Hold on.
Go ahead
Can I make you guys do something real quick?
Yeah. Oh, the boomerang?
Boomerang. Yeah. Okay, so do we want to do a cute one or an obnoxious one? Because I'm down for either.
Aren't they kind of like, that's like borderlining, like they're the same thing pretty much, but.
Well, not for me, but.
Everybody pick a pose. How about that?
Okay, ready?
Okay, ready?
1,
You
2,
gotta count us
3.
in.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thanks, friends.
I'm sure it's perfect.
Oh, it's flawless. Flawless.
All right, guys, go ahead and unmute or stay muted if you want to, but I really wanted to open it up toward more of the open forum. We've got, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. But I wanted to, 1, see if anybody wants to share how their groups are going because we're all in different places right now. 2, see if anybody had any questions or scenarios that have come up that they're just kind of stumped. Or 3, if you have anything that you're anticipating coming up that you're concerned about, whether it's from a business perspective, like, oh my gosh, work is about to get crazy, or if it's from the home front or anything, like just anything that you want to share out, you need some advice about, for your group that you want to talk about. So I'm done. Go ahead.
Well, I'll just say really quick, I was able to be on here tonight because our nighttime rehearsals don't start till next week. So after tonight, I will be living at the school pretty much in the evening. So you guys just remember to record, take notes, and I'll get back at you as soon as the musical's over, which will be the last weekend in April. So I'm excited about that. And trying to do some things here around the house. There's going to be some changes going on here at my home. So nothing bad. Don't anybody worry. It's nothing bad. But you'll see a lot of different things going on around here. And
It's about to get real.
it's about to get real up in here. But I'll fill you all in another time. We won't take up time now. But yeah, I'm excited about the group. We just started yesterday or today, actually. Well, we started it kind of yesterday, but some people are participating. Lots of new people. I've got lots of new people, so I'm excited about that. And a little tip, like Ashley and I and Whitney are doing this group together. And instead of like commenting all the time, like if somebody has any questions, I set up in my messenger, I set up a little, I call it, the name of the group is Food Fix. I call it Food Fix Alerts. And so I go in there, and if I say, like today, my thing was, it's day one, let's get going, just to my people. So that opens up conversation there. So use Messenger every chance you get, because not only does it not weigh down the group as a whole, because you're talking to people that aren't really your people. It gives them a safe place. If they feel more comfortable asking you a question, it gives them a safe place to come to. So that's my 2 cents worth.
Yay. Anybody else?
Well, I'm really excited because, first of all, the group that I'm doing this month is called Progress Over Perfection. And like, everybody seems to really be engaging. Like everybody's posting, everybody's commenting, but where before it has been mainly like the workout posts have been strong, and like you might get someone post Shakeology, like they're both pretty like hand in hand at this point. They're really good about like engaging with each other and like asking questions. And so what I've done is like, I like to do prizes. I don't mind doing prizes. So I have prizes. It's one of my things. And I told people, I'm like, okay, it's Progress Over Perfection. So Saturday I checked in with everybody who went live, and I was like, okay, so how was your nutrition? How were your workouts? Were they good? How do you feel? Right? And I was like, and I told people, I was like, I don't care if you got them all done, if you just got one, it's still progress over perfection. People are really engaging. And like my Ultimate Portion Fix group, because I'm running 2 this month, seems to also be going really well. I have 1 person in there, but I don't care. I still don't care. I made it a paid group, and I have 1 person. My dad and my aunt are also doing the program, but they don't want to be in the thing, so that's fine. But she's down 4 pounds in a week with only like kind of dipping her toes into it. And so that gave her the momentum that she needs, and she's got her husband on board. And so it's like, where my advice to you guys, I've been doing this for 3 years, and I've been such a freaking scaredy cat. And I'm like, I only have 1 person. I don't want to do a group by myself. I don't care. I'm going to do a group by myself. This is what I want for my business. And I want like to do the paid stuff a little more than like the free stuff, just because I want to start the Success Club. Like I want to hit that, and I want to be going on the trips. And so my advice to you is like, kind of figure out what motivates you and like what your end game is. And I'm going to look really good in a bikini in Riviera Maya for the next Success Club trip. So that's where I'm headed. So that's my advice to you.
Write your goals down. That's what I'm saying. Brittany and I had a call last week. Last week. Anyway, but I made my April goals, and I set benchmarks for myself. So if I want to be getting Success Club 10 plus this month, that means by this Saturday, I should be close to Success Club 5, right? Like by Super Saturday this weekend. I'm at 2. I have 0 prospects, but you know what? I'm going to go for it, right? Like, because why not? And, I want to run a nutrition group. Well, we are running a nutrition group this month. We have a bod group this month. I have a weight goal that I want to hit. I want to get 2 new coaches this month. I want to hold on to my diamond. I want to recruit 10 new challengers. Just write it down. Write it down, write it down, write it down. I promise. Speak it to the universe. This is the wall. I mean, you guys see I have like the tiniest workout space of all time, but this is the wall that I stare at when I'm working out. Like, just do it. Just write it down. Even if it seems silly or crazy or any of that, just write it down. Okay. Jess unmuted and Michelle's unmuted. I don't care. I'm so fired up. Let's do this. We have 6 minutes.
I just want to keep my sanity the rest of the month.
Ooh, ooh.
I just want to make it through. I'm ready for spring break.
Yep.
You guys, a couple of you pretty much know what's going on lately. I need a break.
Yeah, and I think that's been really powerful too, is like I feel like as a team, things are going really well, but we've had a lot of personal stuff happen within this team and this year, like this calendar year so far. Like in March, literally there was no day where every single person in my household wasn't being medicated in some way, shape, or form. Like, it matters. We just had to drop $1,000 today on my car. Not fun, right? Like, I think that's important too, to realize that like the ebbs and flows of this, and it's got to work with your life, right? And it doesn't mean that every month is just go, 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 go. Maybe your month is doing your own journey and sharing it on social media. Maybe that's your focus this month, right? So just take that area and just crush it, you know? Thanks for sharing.
No problem.
Michelle. Do you have something to say?
I'm just thinking of like what I have coming in. I mean, yes, I would like my daughter to not have an ear infection. That would be great. That's my goal for April. And it is, I have some very tough groups coming up in the next, like the end of this month and in June. So just to try and stay consistent and eat healthy. And I'm excited to do Ultimate Portion Fix and 80 Day again. So that's what I have going on. That was kind of the question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything we need to share out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Marsha.
Can I say something really, really quick as the old woman here?
Mm-hmm.
You guys, when you're posting, share some of this stuff. Be real with the people out there. I mean, you don't have to go into detail, but I mean,
Ashley knows why I don't want to share.
Oh, where'd she go?
She was
poor mama.
passionate.
She'll come back on. We'll let her talk when she comes back on. Anybody else?
I mean, I miss
This
you
is like
guys.
my
I'm gonna be
popcorn.
totally honest. I miss you guys because I am doing my groups on my own, and this is the second month I'm doing it. So I'm like,
I know. I kind of like that I'm in
Like,
yours
hey,
and
guys,
Jess's
miss
group.
you.
I get to see both
So-
of you every day.
yeah.
That's a conversation to have too. I mean, I was going to wait until later in the month, but how do we feel about joining forces again in May and doing like a launch into summer kind of thing? And then like as a whole community, and then also having like a paid group or a side group or something as people desire. What do you guys
Well,
think?
I think that's a good thing to go ahead, Whitney. I'll talk.
Yeah, I don't ever talk. I said I
Oh,
like
no.
that idea. Just because me personally, I know we all have things going on in our lives. Me personally, like I had my aunt look at me the other day and go, Whitney, when are you going to realize you can't do it all? I'm like, but I'm going to try like hell.
Right.
You know. So, and you all know I got tons of crap going on, and I'm coaching Madison's Angel League team. What the crap? I'm over parents, I'm over my job and people in general. That's a whole nother story. We're gonna stay positive, but I would like to do that. I think it would help me a little. But anyways, go ahead, Brittany.
No, I don't remember. I word vomit, so that's why when you started talking, I was like, no, stop.
It was about the community, like doing a May thing.
Oh, so yeah, I think that gives us a good amount of time to figure out what we want individually and to see if those things like match up and if we can. But I mean, I'm doing 2 groups at the moment, and it's not like I'm not dying doing it. So
Right. Well, and
I feel
think,
like
too,
it's still something we could do.
like I'm not doing any like free groups really anymore. Like I think bare minimum people are gonna have to do containers with me. because I feel like it's the only way I can justify taking all this amazing learning that I've done and all this amazing learning that I've spent money on. Like, you can buy some $10 containers, people. And a lot of people have them from the past, and that's okay. Just switch over to me as a coach, right? Like, if you bought them 5 years ago when it first came out, that's all right. Just switch over. So everybody in our group has the containers, and I think that's kind of going to be a non-negotiable for me unless they're doing To Be Mindset. Is kind of like an entry point into any of the groups. Mom said her battery died. It's important to share the real and the hard with all of the easy and the fun. So balancing that out. If you guys please look into your area, Whitney and Becca. I know there's one in Louisville this weekend, Super Saturday. Miranda, did you find out if there was one in Portland? No, not this time. Okay. And then Samantha, I mean, maybe get your stuff first, but after that, you can think about maybe trying to find one, guys, in the area. Like, it would just be, it's so valuable to be able. And Michelle, I have this for you. We need to meet up. I have your logo. So yeah, I mean, with less than a minute left, I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for coming on. It's been a Monday, so I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on and just dig a little and share some things. Okay.